Hey everybody, Enrique Sultano here again, drunk, just whatever, blah 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 blah. And, today I want to talk about, uh, golems, and this definitely has to do with, the infinity of the word, so, this is my infinity, the word is infinity series, but, I want to talk about golems, right? Now, there's this one YouTuber, and his name is Dr. Justin Sledge, and his channel is called Esoterica. I highly recommend it. Good channel. Great stuff that's on there. And one day I was listening to him, and it was fun. It was when I was writing stories. I'd wake up in the mornings and I'd go drink some coffee. And when I was drinking some coffee, I wouldn't write stories. I would just like do whatever. And one of the things that I did one time was listen to Dr. Justin Sledge and his Esoterica channel. And it's good stuff. He talks about esoteric books, and it's some cute information that he gives. He talks about the the history of these esoteric books, and particularly the history of their reception, because a lot of times we don't know when these esoteric books were even written. Success for the esoteric books, right? Um, and So he tells you about the different people out there and their thoughts on the esoteric books, and it's a good channel. Go check it out. Dr. Justin Sledge, Esoterica. But I was talking about my children earlier, and I was thinking about this. So he one day he talked about this book, and this book talks about the golem, right? And I've never read this book before. It's on my list of things to do. Uh, I don't. I've got a job right now, so I don't have time to do a whole lot of shit. But it's definitely on my one of my list of things to do is to read this book. But I've studied wisdom my whole life, and when Dr. Justin Sledge was talking one day about this book about the golem, he said that golem means artificial man, right? And not only did he say that golem means artificial man, he told the story of this book, right? And that's why I want to read it. And one of the amazing things is that he said that some people believe that this book was actually written by Abraham himself, right? And of course, this is totally a book that definitely would have been written by Abraham, from my beliefs. And anyways, the definition of golem is do not create an artificial man, right? So golem means artificial man, right? So that's what I love about esoteric stuff is it's word games, right? Because they'll write about a golem, and there's like 99% of the idiots out there who are gonna interpret golem as this monster that has to be defeated. Instead of really thinking about this term artificial man, right? You should not create an artificial man. And the reason I thought about this is I was talking about my children, and I told you that I tried to teach my children wisdom, right? And when I was trying to teach my children wisdom, I was kind of afraid, but I didn't know why. I'm like, why am I afraid to teach my children wisdom? It doesn't make sense to me. But at the same time, it's like if I have a toxic child and I teach that toxic child to be better than he would have been through his own powers, then he's going to hurt people more than he would have if I had not taught him at all. So, I was afraid that, some of my children might understand what I'm saying and become more powerful than they would have been on their own. Because toxicity is weakness, obviously. Um, and the story that Dr. Justin Sudge told, it was funny as hell. It was totally funny. I think it was between these two rabbis, basically. Even though this story might have been written before the Jews existed, but they were basically two rabbis. And one of these wise men, they created a golem, right? And they sent this golem to another wise man, right? And this other wise man reviewed the golem, and he said his judgment was that this golem is an idiot. Basically, this golem is an idiot. um, and I laugh because it's all silly. It's very childlike because to create an artificial man, like one of the artificial men that if you want to learn about artificial men, one of the artificial men out there would be Ninurta, right? So go look up the adventures of Ninurta, and Ninurta is a totally artificial man, totally is. And Kar is the master, and Ea is the master, and then Ninurta's mother is the master, and she might be more toxic, according to the story, right? Um, but which could be definitely patriarchal written story, because I've met many beautiful wise women out there who aren't toxic, but yeah, no, it's I mean, if you're like we talk about universal education, but all that you do when you educate somebody is you make them more powerful, and education truly comes from within, right? And I did a thing on this one channel that I have called the Masterless Master, and I talked about this, and I talked about everything that I'm telling you right now, and when you if education comes from within, then a lot of toxic people will not educate themselves. But if you educate a toxic person, then you just empower their toxicity. That's all you do. You empower their toxicity. And of course, when I started talking about all this stuff, I did it on this channel called the Masterless Master. I have this thing called the Virtue Project, and within this Virtue Project, it's not an actual virtue project. It's just to have fun with thoughts and ideas, and that's what I was doing at the time. Um, and I was saying all this stuff, and I was like amazed by some of the shit that I was saying. I was like, oh my god, oh my god. But then I thought to my own life, and I thought to my own life, and I thought, hey, my dad sat my older brother and I down, and he taught us English grammar, and that was one of the best things that happened to me in my life. And so one of the best things that happened to me in my life was forced education by my dad. So my own experience, contradicts this everything that I'm telling you right now, right? Although if we go to the Book of Everything, it's all about sight, and so if you see that somebody wants to learn, even though they might be victims of whatever, then it might be good to teach them, right? Though they might not want it at the time, so that could be the answer. Although, again, my own experience contradicts all this stuff, right? Because a forced education was one of the great things that happened to me, and I'm very grateful to my father for sitting my older brother and I down and teaching us English grammar. But at the same time, it's like I was talking about my children, and you know what? I was afraid. I was afraid. I was like, what if they do understand, and their hearts are not good? If that's the case, then the child of my loins is going to cause a lot of pain and suffering to others. And I thought, oh my God. There's what's it called? Fucking Kung Fu Panda, right? There's Kung Fu Panda, and I felt like that little you know I felt like that guy, trying to teach you know the Kung Fu Panda the Kung Fu Panda's master, right? His the big-eared tiny guy. Right? I felt like that. I was like, oh my God, what if I do that with my children? That would be like, I felt that when I saw that movie. I'm like, oh my God, what if I do that with my children? And what if one of my child becomes as amazing as I try to teach them to be, but their heart is not? And I was scared for the first time really in my life for this idea of culpability. I felt culpable. I mean, when I really started to learn the beauty of Moses' teaching on innocence, that was such a beautiful idea. Like, hey, I'm an innocent man. I'm trying to do the best that I can. I don't understand everything, I'm gonna fuck up. But you know what? I'm trying to do the best that I can, and if I'm innocent, then I should own that and be happy, and love myself. And that's a very 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 hard lesson to learn, is to love yourself. And but it was a big fear of mine. It was, and I really didn't understand it until I learned about this book by when I was listening to Dr. Justin Sledge, and he was talking about the Golem, a book that some people say was written by Abraham himself. And when Dr. Justin Sledge said that, it's like I totally believed it, because it was funny what he was saying, because you have this guy who creates an artificial man, right? And he sends them to this other wise guy, right? As a prank, right? This is two wise men pranking each other. and so he sends them to this other, and Dr. Sledge didn't talk about any of this, but this is what I understood from the story that he was saying, right? It was a total prank. Because the okay, here it is. The guy who reviewed this golem declared him to be dumb, right? Which means he can't speak. And that's a joke, right? That's a total joke. Because to create an artificial man is to create a man who's gonna just talk and talk and talk and talk and not say shit. So he was pranking him, right? He sent him this artificial man to talk this guy's ear off, and this guy has to just sit back and suffer it all, and to say, hey, this guy's an idiot. He doesn't understand any of the words coming out of his mouth, right? So it's a funny esoteric book from what I had understood. Again, and it's on my list of things to do. I totally forgot the name of it, but it was funny as hell. Like I found it funny as hell, but I also found it like I found it. Oh my god! I found it so personal. I did, because I was trying desperately to teach my children wisdom, but at the same time, I was so afraid that if any of my children have a bad heart, then I'm only going to teach them to be more powerful evil, right? And that's the thing about creating a golem, right? All education, as even Socrates, who's an idiot, would say, all education comes from within, right? And so, but that's one thing I definitely breathe from Socrates, and Socrates is one of the better philosophers out there, because a whole brain is imagination and understanding, and Socrates definitely have the imagination and understanding, most unlike 99% of the other philosophers, until Nietzsche, right? Nietzsche, and again, I need to read Nietzsche too. But Nietzsche definitely had an imagination. He had a better philosophical style than the half-brain Aristotelian idiots out there. Oh my God! Like the half-brain, like if you wanna know why we're all suffering nowadays, it's because of the half-brained Aristotelian idiots. If you only understood that, that's the truth. So, I don't definitely like. I'm a big oh fuck, what's his name? I'm not even a big Socrates fan anymore. There was this other guy. There's this other guy in Athens, and he was a total bum. But he was more of a Ninja Columbo type, and he's definitely my favorite philosopher. I forgot his name. Um, but yeah, Socrates is definitely right there along with it. Because just because he's definitely more whole brained as a thinker, both imagination and understanding at the same time, the art and the science of a thing, right? That's what the craft is all about, and You know, yeah, you should not create golems, because when you create golems, all you do is create more powerful evil. Um, if someone's going to get educated, they should it should come from within. Um, yeah, no, I mean that makes total sense to me. But yeah, at the same time, that's not my experience, right? Because my experience is my dad forcing uh, grammar upon me, right? That's why I love thought. You know, I love thought because it's just such a beautiful thing. Um, it's like I don't know. I don't know all the answers. Shit. Like who the fuck? Oh my god. I just I like thinking. I do. I like thinking, and I don't know all the answers. So and that's it's fun to let go of the truth and just to search for it in an honest, beautiful way, and that's what education is all about. Education should not be forced, really. Although, like I just said, you know, one of the best times of my life was when my dad forced English grammar upon me. So you know, I don't have all the answers. I don't, and then that's a beautiful thing. That's a beautiful thing. I'm searching just along with the rest of you. Um, but you know, when I was listening to this thing about Esoterica by Dr. Justin Sledge, and he totally he at one point said that some people believe that this was written by Abraham. You know, I think it was written by Abraham too. And I think this is where Moses got some of his wisdom from. Moses himself did not want to create golems, so he hid his wisdom within the text because he did not want to create golems. Um, so yeah, no, it all makes sense to me, but I don't know, it doesn't. I'm searching, and you know what? Right now, if any of you are listening to me right now, like I said before, I told you at the top of my life goals is the search of wisdom, and at the top of my things to do is the Divine Pymander written by Hermes Trismegistus. So if you're listening to this, you know, go check out my videos that I wrote or that I did on the Divine Pymander by Hermes Trismegistus. I was actually living in the same spot I'm living in right now in a different RV, and I was living with Teresa at the time. This was like a year ago, and I was doing this stuff, and it was amazing. Um, but you know, I actually understood one part of the Divine Pymander, and I got so excited, like, cause I truly believe I understood that part. And it was just one line, but you know, go check out my Divine Pymander by Hermes Trismegistus. You know, and I would love to have a conversation with you guys. Uh, Maybe I'm wrong about what I had said, but you know, I think there's so much to be unlocked, and I want to unlock every single line. I don't want to just unlock one line. Maybe I'll unlock more than one line. I totally forgot. I'm a total artist rather than a master. An artist and a scientist, like I should be. But in the world we're living in, you know, a journeyman is master.